Ooh, that's better. Mid 1500s. I'll take it. Cool. So, everyone always thinks Archelodon is good against my Dondozo, and it's not. What did I do against the Mousehold Annihilate in the first game? What was it? It was Lee Volcarona, wasn't it? Yeah, Lee Volcarona and I think it was Golden Go. I think I want to leave with Baxcalibur for this one, and then Dondozo. Tatsuki in the back. Seems pretty reasonable to me. If they go with Archelodon and Pelipper, I will Struggle Bug and Glaive Rush the Pelipper turn 1, and that should KO. That's a cool trainer card. And I will assumedly sacrifice my Baxcalibur to a Flash Cannon. If it's Mousehold Annihilate, like so, then it is going to be... Don't think I need a Tailwind. I would to outspeed the Mousehold, but I think I will attempt to Will-O-Wisp, and I will attempt to Glaive Rush the Mousehold. Okay, that's not the worst thing, because this is theoretically an Oko into the Mousehold, and this is theoretically a burned Annihilate. I say theoretically, but it is a burned Annihilate. It's still technically theoretically, because it could have a Lumberry, and this is the GC. So of course, it's not going to have one. But, of course, it outspeeds. But because of the Will-O-Wisp, I'm able to survive. Cool. And that is a KO. So I can now safely go for a Tailwind into another Glaive Rush. So this is a good start. I am happy with how this turn went. And it's just lefties. That's fine. Because I also know that this isn't like a bulky Annihilate, because it is max speed. It has to be max speed to outspeed your Excalibur. There's just Pelipper, that's okay. I shall simply Tailwind. But do I... Yes, I do just go for the Pelipper, because I can just Wave Crash the Annihilate in the rain at some point, and then I'm sorted, right? But then they might be Terra Water. And if they're Terra Water, that doesn't work. So is it best to just get the Glaive Rush damage into the Annihilate now? No, I'm just going to go for the Pelipper. If they're not Focus Sash on the Pelipper, that would be nice. This theoretically brings it down to Focus Sash. Like so. And they'll KO one of my... No, they won't be able to KO Volcarona. They can KO Baxcalibur, but they can't KO Volcarona with the Annihilate. But they should be able to KO my Volcarona with the Pelipper. But then they don't match my Tailwind, which would be pretty good as well. Nope, just Hurricane. That's okay. They didn't realise that Weather Ball was stronger, but it doesn't really matter. A lot of people do tend to just click Hurricane in a neutral hit when Weather Ball is stronger in the rain. So, you know. Go figure. But, yeah, now is it better to go for the Annihilate with just a Wave Crash? Potentially risking Hurricane Confusions. I could just order up the Pelipper. Rage Fist will do, like, okay damage, right? Because it did 50% of Excalibur. Dondozo's bulkier, so it should do, like, 30%, right? So I think it's best if I go for Order Up into the Pelipper, because then I get a boost, which means I should be able to Oko the Archelodon in one, right? Let's go for that. I am assuming it's Archelodon. If it's Rillaboom, should have thought about it could be Rillaboom. Because if it's Rillaboom, I think Annihilate hitting that was better. They bulk up for some reason in the face of a Dondozo, so I'm perfectly content with that. That was a wasted turn. I mean, it's not for in the future against the Tatsugiri, but that doesn't matter. So, this is still good. If it's Archelodon, decent. I will just Wave Crash the Will I Wave Crush the Annihilate? Yeah, because I'll survive an Electroshock. Because I'm Assault Vest, I beat it pretty comfortably. Yeah, but there's the Rillaboom, so I didn't factor that in. But that's perfectly fine. Do I still have my Terra? I do still have my Terra, so I can Oko a Rillaboom now. But I don't want to this turn. I will Wave Crush this turn, because they should fake out and do a thing. It'd be funny if they bulk up again. Nope, just Rage Fist, so that's okay. Yeah, that's not much at all. Oh, I can ignore this Annihilate. Right, I'm definitely Terra Stealing and Heavy Slamming the Rillaboom. Because the Rillaboom can do some good damage. Yeah, that Will-O-Wisp is putting in some good work. And +3 should get Rillaboom. So I am content with my choice to order up instead of Wave Crash KO the Annihilate. Because I would have taken quite a chunk of recoil, and I'd have also taken a Hurricane, which would have been okay damage, and then I wouldn't be able to just Oko the Rillaboom, so I'd have taken another Grass move. So, I'm very confident this is a KO. I take everything I said back. But the Woodhammer's not doing much, though. Cool. What's the best thing to do now? Because Drain Punch won't be able to get me, right? There's no way. How many turns of Rain's left? I'm still faster, that doesn't matter. I'm going to Wave Crash the Annihilate, because Rillaboom can't do anything to me. So... yeah, and this was definitely the correct way around. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to check now, because I got a little bit of time, because I have won this game. I did assume that Heavy Slam would Oko, but then I guess Rillaboom's weight compared to Dondozo's is not good enough for a... oh, it's 60 base power. That'd be why it's doing nothing. Alright, fair enough. Well, now I know. I mean, I did do like 50% to a Rillaboom earlier in this run, right? I think. So that probably should have informed me. But yeah, that's good to know. But I will take that. That was quite straightforward. And that was like a mid-1500s guy, so a couple more points, which is good. Yeah, look at that, 1560, that's fine. Could be better, but it's fine for now. Got plenty more, ooh, high 1500s. Got plenty more games for it to go back down to the 1400s. Okay, pretty standard hyper offense team. So, again, I feel like Dondozoing immediately is a good idea. Unless they lead with an Annihilate Mouse hold. But then that still should be somewhat okay. We'll leave with Dondozo and what? And I am going to Dondozo straight away. I'll leave with Gamora, I think. Gamora, Gamora's not actually that great. Excalibur's definitely coming. Obviously Tatsukiri, and then... I think I will Golden Go as the lead. Or Corona? It's fine. But I'm not the biggest fan of it. Let's go with this. I'm hoping not to see Annihilate Mouse holds, because then I have to predict whether they Rage Fist the Dondozo or the Golden Go. And if I get it wrong, then I lose way too much momentum on turn 1. Obviously, if I get it right, then I'm sorted. Like, if they Rage Fist the Golden Go and I Dondozo immediately, then that's obviously great. And if I just make it rain, then that is entirely reasonable as well. Not as good, though, so I should just immediately Dondozo. That's a cool trainer card. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Because their Typhlosion is kind of useless here. So, Typhlosion's good in the GC as well, actually. Just because of Frisk. So it should be worth Earthquaking here. Because that will break the sash on the Whimsicott. Obviously, it could be Covert Cloak. But that can break a potential sash, opening me up to go for a Heavy Slam KO. If they Sunny Day and Eruption, I'll take like 20%. It's fine. So I'm glad they led with Typhlosion here. Because I led with Dondozo. And if they didn't lead with this, then leading with Dondozo wasn't as ideal. But this is very reasonable. I'm also able to Terra Steel a little bit more freely when the Typhlosion is now Earthquaked. This is where they're randomly Terra Grass, when you shouldn't be. Just be Terra Fire. That's like Typhlosion's entire thing. Yep, Sunny Day, and if they're timid, then they outspeed me. If they're modest, that would be nice. No, that's fine. Just a Heat Wave, not even Eruption, so this is barely tickling me. It's the GC, so it's obviously going to burn me. But no, that's good. I'm happy with that as a start. Because that's a KO Typhlosion for sure. That's Sash broken. That's a good start. Yep, Ursaluna. But I am Assault Vest, so that is not doing much. They have to spend a turn Tailwinding here. My Wave Crash isn't as effective now. And they would have 3 turns. Would I have enough time to stall out 3 turns of Tailwind? Nah, it should be best to leave the Whimsicott on the field, right? Because that will stall out the Tailwind easier, rather than having to face down both Ursaluna and also Whimsicott. I could have Terra Steeled there, I guess, on the Blood Moon, because that would have halved it. But then they just go for Earth Power next turn, and it probably cancels out. Because then the super effective Earth Power would still do a lot. But yeah, this is obviously Tailwind and Blood Moon. But with my Assault Vest, I am shrugging that off, and I should be able to survive the follow-up Hyper Voice and Moonblast. Yeah, I should be able to survive. AV's pretty clutch. Ooh, and another Order Up is going to get that Ursaluna. That is quite convenient. Because the Whimsicott's in Ice Shard range as well, so yeah, I'm just going to Order Up again. And then when that's dealt with, I can just Ice Shard the Whimsicott at some point, and then Tatsugiri and Golden Go can deal with whatever the other thing is. Because what was it? It was Annihilate, Mousehold, and Indeedee, so whichever one of those it is, my Golden Go beats. That is reasonable, but that is a turn of Tailwind stalled, so I'm perfectly content with that. I was going for that anyway, so I am perfectly content with that. So yeah, that obviously makes sense in the fact that now Whimsicott technically beats the Dondozo, but that's not enough for them, in my opinion. Because I don't really care about my Dondozo so long as I get an Order Up into that Ursaluna. Actually, no, that does make sense, and I should have gone for the Terra Steel here, because that would have allowed me to survive the Blood Moon, because I didn't factor in that now they can Blood Moon again. So that was a mistake on my part. Should have gone for the Terra Steel here, because I'd have lived. That would have been pretty sweet, and I don't think I need my Terra for much else, to be honest. But they can't KO my Tatsugiri in 1 now that the Blood Moon has been used. So I can go for my Baxcalibur here, Ice Shard KO the Whimsicott, and Dragon Pulse KO the Ursaluna, right? Like, they can't OHKO the Tatsugiri if my damage intuition is on point, which it is quite good after all these years. Charm or Tickle would be the worst case here, I think. I can't see anything else that would make this go wrong. Because I am just assuming my Tatsugiri lives the Hyper Voice. I'm pretty confident it does. But yeah, looking back, Terra Steel, like, I should have thought, yes, they're protecting so they can Blood Moon, therefore I will now Terra Steel. That would have just won the game on the spot, I think, but this is still perfectly fine. Because I've broken the potential Sash and the Whimsicott, that makes sense, but they can't KO either Pokemon this turn. Reasonable, and I can't Ice Shard anymore, but now the Golden Go wins if Tatsugiri just lives. Which it very much should do. If I Glaive Rush the Aston, it was a guaranteed win, but this doesn't KO the Tatsugiri, right? I've got max HP. Doesn't KO, it doesn't, right? Yeah, of course not. And then the game is now over because they can't be Golden Go with Whimsicott and Indeedee. Cool. Does Indeedee still get Mystical Fire? It doesn't, right? Pretty sure it doesn't. Just to be extra safe, I'll Protect and Dragon Pulse the Indeedee. Just so I have 2 Pokemon. But Golden Go wins here. Just trying to think if there's anything that can happen, and it would have to be like a Life Orb. Nope, it's not even Life Orb. And Choice Specs will be on Typhlosion. Yeah, Moonblast is fine. Doesn't really matter. It's going to be Expanding Force, but I don't. I'm just as far as I can see, I win. Like Whimsicott, Indeedee can't be Golden Go, so. And they've used their Terra, so they can't randomly Terra Fire or whatever. Is there any reason to use my Terra? In case they have Shadow Ball on the Indeedee, right? There's not going to be anything that is bad for me dropping my Ghost typing. So, yeah, there isn't. Like, I'm second guessing myself because it's the GC. Like, Golden Go wins, right? Golden Go can't lose this position if I just click Make It Rain twice. Like, I could time out from now and win, right? Because Make It Rain's at the top. I mean, that's the start of them potentially getting a comeback. But I outspeed, so that's all good. Yeah, they were just Focus Sash, so even a critical hit Expanding Force does not KO me. Okay, fine. I've been second guessing myself all the way up until that survival, but it's the GC, so who knows? Yeah, I think that came down to the leads. Like, them leading with Typhlosion just gave me a lot of momentum straight away. Bit of a mistake not Terra stealing the Dondozo, because that would have also just won on the spot, because Golden Go would have been freed up. But overall, that's fine. Should have just taken the extra time to think, well, they protected, now they have Blood Moon back. In my head, they were still, well, they can't Blood Moon, it would just be Hyper Voice. But yeah, that's obviously what the Protect was for. Okay. That's approaching 1600s within the first day's worth of battles. So it's not bad. It's not bad. And it's a 15-17 guy, so. Alright, okay, so they replaced the Dragonite, the thing that was being super busted in the tournament, with the Flamigo, which was doing okay in the tournament. Like, it seemed to make sense on the P2 team, but I disagree with that change, in my opinion, just based on initial instinct. But this seems like a team I should do well against with a Dondozo. Yes, there is Freeze Dry on the Ninetales, but I just Terra Steel, right? So it's the safest way to do this. So I'm definitely Dondozoing. I'm wondering how many games I won't Dondozo, but one of them I haven't because I brought Tatsugiri only. I want to leave Volcarona. I don't outspeed a Flamigo, and they would be able to Brave Bird KO me, but they'd break their Sash in the process, so that's okay. Excalibur is alright here, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm gonna go Golden Go and then Dondozo and Tatsugiri. I wasn't sure for that second slot. Like, I was confident in Volcarona and Dondozo's Tatsugiri. That's not a very good trainer card. But I think all three of the others were fine. Like, if they don't lead with Garchomp, Glimmeror is a good lead. But they did lead with Garchomp, so this is actually not ideal, because they can just go for a Stomping Tantrum and also a Brave Bird, and that's not the best. So I might need to defensively Terra straight away. I don't want to. But if I go for a Terra, Tailwind, and a Protect, this only goes wrong if they Tailwind with their Flamigo. Surely you don't, right? Like, you see a double KO. Right? But this is the GC, who knows? I'd have preferred to save my Terra Steel on the Dondozo. I was faster than both. That is quite frustrating. But it is Brave Bird. Slash broken and survived. And burned, I'll take it. And if this is Earthquake, then this was a completely wasted Terra. It should KO, right? Yes, it does. But now, because they got burned, it's life up, okay. Yeah, it's a shame I've used my Terra. I'm debating going into Tatsugiri because I can go for Dragon Pulse KO into Garchomp. Would I need to follow up with a Shadow Ball into that? Because I've used my Terra and I can't Terra Steel anymore in front of the Amoonguss. That's my main issue. And if I go Tatsugiri and Dragon Pulse and then they Terra Steel, then they KO my Tatsugiri and I lose. So I think Tatsugiri would have been better if I could just work out the way around the Terra Steel. But alas. Because they could very easily just White Guard here as well. But I will just order up the Garchomp. And I will... I don't think you White Guard here. I'm going to attack. I'm not going to Tatsugiri just yet. He did White Guard. Okay, so my Tatsugiri switch would have just won me the game on the spot. So that is, again, incredibly frustrating. Because I would have thought that the Tatsugiri switch was so obvious that there's no point White Guarding, but here we are. This will not KO the Garchomp, unfortunately, but it absolutely would have done were I to have Tatsugiri'd. And now I lose my Golden Go. That is quite annoying. However, because I'm going to get to +4 now on the Dondozo, this is still very much doable. However, their Ninetales and Amoonguss in the back is going to be quite annoying. That was not a good turn for me. Very annoying, because if that would have just been a Tatsugiri switch, which I was debating, but opted out of, then I think I would have just won on this spot. Because I'd have still had my Golden Go against the, surely, Ninetales, at least, slash Amoonguss. I've taken a chunk on the Dondozo as well, because I hadn't Tatsugiri'd the Earthquake either. Right, they've surely got to protect the Garchomp to stall out a turn Tailwind, right? Right? Surely. That too. But, you know, close enough. Okay, it is Amoonguss. That's, again, annoying, because that was not the turn to switch it in, because that would have put it in range of Heavy Slam. And it's not in range of Heavy Slam because I don't have my Terra Steel. Ugh. This is going completely wrong. It seemed like a very good matchup for me, and I am throwing it away, it would seem. Yep, there's the Garchomp again. Now, I don't KO the Amoonguss. But I think I still need to try. I can't see a way out otherwise. Oh, I was faster than the Garchomp. Oh no, I've already seen that I'm faster than the Garchomp. I'm in Tailwind, what am I doing? Oh man, I'm throwing this game away. If I'd just KO'd the Garchomp there, I was still fine. That was a terrible play from me. What am I doing? What am I doing? This game was so winnable. And I've just chucked it away completely. Because I only had Tatsugiri left, so I just lose. Yeah, that was really bad from me. It's King Gamba is the last, okay. Yeah, that was kind of free, to be honest. Yeah, this goes well. Like, as if that would have been an order up into the Garchomp on the White Guard, I win. If that would have just been a order up into the Amoonguss switch hit, I win. If that would have just been an order up into the Garchomp, that's or even just Earthquake, I could still win because of Muddy Water. But yeah, that was really badly played from me. I think that's a good point to call it a day and start again tomorrow. Because that was a free game that I threw away. Like, I made bad plays on basically all turns. So I need a break, I need to reset. That's not stronger than Kowtow Cleave. Doesn't matter, but you know. Yeah, multiple things were frustrating there. But the most frustrating is me being bad. Would be nice if I got good again. It used to be good. And then lockdown happened, and then I'm not so good anymore. But yeah, that was very poor from me. I do need a reset after that. So let's try again tomorrow.